Right now, you beautiful people, thank you for joining us once again. It is much appreciated. We are back at the bathroom refurb we started a week or two ago, and the electrician's been, the tiler's been, so it's just me to finish off. Before I show you what we've got left to do, don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Let's get into it. Right, so here it is, bathroom all tiled. Electrician's been, done the lights, fan, mirror. Light up, fancy, touch one. I like. So, what we got left to do? Basically everything. But today we're going to start with the bath and the shower. If I can get all that done today and the floor down, I'll be a happy guy. I might even try to get the radiator on today. I'm not here tomorrow. I've got another load of jobs to go do tomorrow. I hate this final week before Christmas. It's a mad rush. So then I'll be back Wednesday just to finish off, basing in, toilet in, silicone up, and yeah, get all the final little bits finished off. So I'm going to head over and start with the shower first. Still got a pipe up the inside here. Let me just show you. I've not piped up inside. I've got my plate on, so try not to block too much light off. I've got a plate on, so basically someone was asking how this works. So usually you put this inside the wall, inside a stud wall, but because it's a finished wall already, I've put it on the back of the wall. So that gives me my 150 centres bang on at the other side. So what I need to do is just pipe my hot in, which will be, I've took a hole in the floor, we've got plastic down there. So I'll just connect into there, bring it up, put it into my hot, because I'm going to do it back to front. So remember, your hot is on your left, cold is on your right. And then this is my cold pipe, which I can just extend up and put straight onto there. Question is, do I put another isolator in there to isolate the shower if needs be? Because obviously we've got an isolator isolating the boiler. We'll need to have one on the hot. Or do I leave that in there? Because if I isolate that, it's going to isolate my cold to my shower and my hot as well. I think I might just leave the isolator there. I know it shouldn't really be there, to be honest. But if I isolate that, there's no water going through the boiler to come out of my hot. So that's isolating that as well. Yeah. We're just going to just use that. Bugger it. Decided that's what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing. So that's to do. Got a shower going in from Clifton Bathrooms. All the bathroom has been supplied from Clifton Bathrooms. Great merchants. I use them all for my bathrooms now. You've seen them a few times and it's good quality stuff. So we'll crack on, get that on, and I'll show you the little attachments we use on here to connect onto. Right, so we've got our first one on there. It's all fixed into place nice and tight. So what we're going to do and how I work this out is hold my fitting on there. You need two hands, obviously, for this. Hold your plate on as well. And see how far off the wall you need your fitting to be off. So sometimes you might have to be out here, sometimes it's tight back. On this case, it's tight back like so. So what we'll do is put a pencil mark on here, cut that back, paste up and tighten it up. And how we're tying it up is with a spanner and a radiator key. So radiator key just slots inside. Hold your spanner onto there, and then you can use your ratchet on here to tighten it up. Get it nice and tight. That way, compared to some other brands, where you've got to put a spanner onto the actual thread or a pair of grips onto the thread, and you end up chewing it, and I've had it before where it's actually disformed the fitting, so you can't get your connection onto it. So I think this is really good. This is the K-Vit version. I love these sort of fixing kits. They are a lot easier than using this style, which is come with the, if I can find it, it's over here. This style fitting. That style fitting, where you've got to actually drill into the tile. So what happens there is you drill into the tile, and then you put your screw in, you go to tighten it up, and because you're drilling so close to a cut, it's a weak point, and you end up snapping the tile. And I've had it before where it's fractured all the way down, and then you're having to replace the tile. It's a nightmare. So that's why I prefer these. So when and where I can use these, I do. I think they're great. Right, with shower valve all in place now. Moving over to getting the bath sorted. So we're just going to get the bath waste in. And we're using a McAlpine. What's the name of these ones now? They are the McAlpine swivel bath trap with top access. Code HC2650 UK. So, overflow, push button, all fixes from the top. You get your rubber washers with both. You don't probably need silicone on this, but I do anyway, just to help it out and just ease it into place and make sure we get that extra seal. Especially on the overflow, I find on the overflow it helps hold it into place now, because how many times have you put an overflow up there or where you can't see and the O-ring falls out of place. So I've stuck the O-ring in, it's not the O-ring, washer, sorry, into place, and that stops it from falling out. So that goes on there. We've got a fixing plate which goes through like so, tightens up, even comes with a tool to tighten it up, which is a bonus. So yeah, we'll get that in place and get it all fixed up. So with the bath waste all in now and connected up, let's put an M&F elbow into there and tested. Run some water through the shower, through the trap, no leaks, which is always a bonus. So we're going to move over to drilling the bath and piping up the bath. So as always, I'm going to show you the same tip I show you every time. So we've marked up our bath tap hole centres. So we've got 7 inch apart and then 4.5 centimetres off the back wall either side. Then what I do is go through with the pilot hole first. And then get the tightest hole saw as possible onto there. So this is a 49. Is that 49? I can't tell. It's all rusted away and covered up. But you get the gist. Hole saw on. And now because we've drilled that, we're not having to look under and trying to line up the hole like so on that one. What we can do is just push it in and we're not going anywhere then. So we can drill our hole now. Like so. So we'll copy that over to that side and get the tap into place. Right, I've made a little bit of a boo-boo. So, putting the tap in. It's just, ooh, look at the tap. It's just off. So I just need to make my hole slightly bigger. So it's not to panic, it's not an end of the world sort of thing. Not a new bath time, we can just make our holes slightly bigger. So I'll show you how we're going to do that. So what we need to do, hole saw, same size, just at a little bit of an angle. Right, so we'll try that, see if that's any better. There we go. So it's not need to panic, because some people might panic there and think, oh, I need a new bath. But it's not, you don't need to panic. You can take your time, just take a little bit out. If you take, how I do it is if do one side and it still don't fit, I'll then do the other side, then it's even both sides then. But yeah, that's in there and all into place. So I just need to get my back nuts on. And what I can do, will I be able to silicone up behind there? No, what I'll do is I'll just put one back nut on, get it into place, fill the bath up, and then once the bath's full, I can take the taps back off and silicone up once obviously I've got the shower screen on. What I'm going to do next. Right, so taps are all in for now. Drilled my holes for my shower screen. The bit I'm going to do next is a bit controversial. Everyone does it different, but this is how I do it and it works for me. And touch wood. Touch wood. I've never had any comebacks on it. So this is how I do it. Some people silicone all the way up the back of the profile, but helping the next guy out, whoever you've got to change that in the future, or if you ever need to change a tile or anything like that, it's going to break the tile when you're taking it off. It's a bit of a nightmare. So this is how I do it. Clear silicone on each screw hole. Don't have to be shy. And then at the back of the profile there, put a big bead. And then on my first tile, I do a straight bead going up like that. That way we've got a little bit of a bead at the bottom. We're still going to seal that out of the outside of the screen. When that all tightens back up, that's going to make a nice seal there. And we'll also, once it's in place, we're going to put a bead of silicone on the inside of the profile there. Just to be double sure and cover any comebacks. So get that screwed in, into place, silicone the inside, clean it up and get the door into place. Right, so cracked on, screens in, and we've also silicone up around the bath and got the taps back in. Grey in the corner now, because instead of going for grey or white, white or clear, we've gone for the grey Manhattan from Mappy, whatever it is. I think they're the best coloured silicone on the market. So we've done that. That's all siliconed up. So we've filled that up with that cure overnight, and then we'll be back tomorrow to... no, we're not back tomorrow. Ignore that bit. We're not back tomorrow at all. The painter's here tomorrow. The painter's coming to paint up round, because where else? Because the painter's coming tomorrow now instead of Friday, I'm not going to put the floor down. Just makes it easy for the plasterer. Doesn't have to sheet up as much. Doesn't have to worry about getting paint on the new floor. So what I'm going to do instead is put the radiator on. So a towel rail going in here. What I'm going to do is show you exactly how I mark it out and yeah, fit a towel rail. So what I do is put my valves on and my fixing brackets on. Some people hold it in place and struggle marking it out and stuff like that. I think it's a bit of bollock. So what I do is put it in like this, lay it down, and then measure from my centre of my valve to centre of my bottom bracket. First of all, scrap that bit. I measure from the floor to the centre of the pipe. From the floor to the centre of the pipe, and from the centre of the pipe to the centre of my bracket. So add them two measurements together. That gets me my first measurement there, which was 37.5, I think it was. And then measure from centre of that bracket to centre of that bracket, 74 centimetres there to there. And then what I do is measure what from one side to the other side is. I've got about 11 inches. So what I'm going to do is I found my centre mark there. I'm trying to get tape measure out. Measure 11, so 11, so it'll be 5.5 inch across. Mark it either side. Level line up. Marking there, marking there, marking there, and then marking there. We'll get that drilled, bracket on wall, and then we're going to drop the pressure into a bucket. And we've got obviously the valves going straight on onto the valves, not got any elbows going up, so it should look nice and neat. And then some chrome roses and talon pipe covers just to go over there to finish it off nice and neatly. So we'll crack on and get that done. Right, so radiator's all done, piped up, filled up and tested. Jobs are good. Happy days. Not got as much done as I wanted. Obviously I wanted to do the floor, but with the painter coming, it's one of them. I can't put the basin in and the toilet in until the floor's done, and also the bath panel. So I'm a bit stuck for what I can do now. So painter's coming tomorrow. Obviously I'm not here tomorrow, doing other bits and bobs, which I may film, I may not, we'll see. And then I'm back Wednesday, so first thing we'll be putting the click vinyl floor down. So I'll be showing you how that goes together and why I think it's probably the best flooring for anyone that doesn't want tiled floors. So yeah, stay tuned and see you in about 2 seconds. Right, so Wednesday morning, we're back. I'm not feeling very well. I feel like I've been hit by a bus. Come down with a bit of a viral infection or something, or a bloody sickness bug, I don't know what it is, but I don't feel very well. But I've got to crack on. Joys of being self-employed, I suppose. I can't have no sick days, and especially with it being Christmas, this bathroom needs finishing. So if I can get the floor down today and the toilet unit in, I will do. So we'll just crack on with the floor, and I'll show you exactly how we're going to fit that. We are fitting a vinyl click. So basically it's like laminate, it clicks together, but it's like a vinyl. It's waterproof, which is really good for bathrooms. It's hard wearing and easily replaceable if it ever gets damaged. So, what we've done, I'm going to start here. We've cut underneath the architrave and slid that under so we get a nice finish. We can silicone that up afterwards. Cut around for the basin. We've got a basin unit here, so don't have to worry too much about being all tight there. So we just put a little finishing piece in that gap there, and then we need to start again here with a short piece, because the joints have to be staggered, like laminate floor, and that's what makes it so strong and the structure to it basically. So yeah, we'll crack on, get that bit in there, and we'll show you exactly how it goes down. Right, so that one's in there, and we've used the offcut of what we used to fill that to start this next one, so we're not having much wastage. So what we're going to do here now is mark the next one up, and I'm using a tracer crayon. So these are the construction lumber crayon markers to mark on here. With grey pencil, you're going to struggle to see it. You can get yellow ones in from tracer and stuff like that, but I got given these and thought I'd give them a try, and it works really well. On this, they reckon you can draw on absolutely anything with this. So that should work nicely for what we need. So how we're going to do it? So one end. So if you can see on that end, that is your finished edge, and then you also have an edge like so, which has a lip, and they just click together like so and gives you a nice finish. So you need to make sure you're cutting the right side. So this side I've got the lip here, so, and I've got my nice finished edge that side. So what I need to do is turn that round for a start. And I'm going to measure my front side here, which is going to be 92. And then there we've got 81. Coming off there we have 10 centimetres. So to cut this, all you need is a Stanley knife and a straight edge. So how I do it, I just run over it twice with a Stanley knife, and then he just snaps off like that. It's easy as that to cut. So we'll save that side for our next one at this end, and then we just need to cut on here. Again with a straight edge. Because I'm not cutting all the way through here and just cutting a little nib out, I'm going to go over it a few times just to get a bit deeper into it, basically. And then I should be able to just start splitting it. So you split to there, and then easy as that to cut. So hopefully my measurements are right first time. Need a little bit off that. A little bit, just a little touch. We are going to be siliconing around the edges, so we don't have to be tight, because you do want a bit of an expansion gap. In there. So you just lip it in like so, push it back so it's straight, and then just like you do with laminate, at a bit of an angle. It just clicks into place like so. that in, there we go. Cover that gap with silicone. In fact, there we go. That's how we've cut the vinyl. So again, like we used that piece that way, we cut what we cut off the end of there, we can now put on, start our new strip here. There we go. So we're starting our new run now. And then, same again. Hook her in. Not going in properly. There we go. Not in there. There it is now. Great, so we're getting there. So I've cut a little piece for this, put that in there, and then what I can do, the offcut from that, start on our next one. So it's simple as that, really good, easy to fit. If you've got the basics of being a DIYer, even a homeowner could do this. It's really, really simple. So we'll get that in there, get the floor finished, and then start making it work on this dreaded unit, which we're going to have to butcher to hell to get in, because obviously we've got waste pipe here. I might try to cut some of this out, but I know it's supporting the boxing, so I don't really want to cut that out, but we'll see. So yeah, crack on with the floor, and then we'll catch up with you shortly when we start putting the unit in. Wish me luck. Right, so quick progress update. Floor is all down, looking smart. Obviously, I've got as far as I can with there. Bath panel will cover the end of it, so there's no need to do any sort of finishing off at the edge. Obviously, we've got a silicone all the way around. I'm hoping that gap is not too big. So we'll see. Well, hopefully it's not. If not, it's all coming back up and we'll have to replace that bit. But we'll see, because I don't want to, because I only use one box, so I can take a box back. We can get some money back, all being well. So what we've done, toilet units in, butchered the hell out of it. Had to cut all sides off here, notch it in there, and take the back piece out and all that. So that's in, fixed in position, all nice and level. Down there, you may wonder why I've put this offcut, which we took out of there, into there. So basically, on the cistern that's going to get fixed onto this back plate, when the toilet's flushing and the water's hitting the back of the pan, it's creating a force backwards, and over time, it can force the cistern to swing, and then if it swings too far and the flush cone comes out, the next time someone flushes the toilet, it's going to flood everywhere. So what we do is we put a bit of timber at the back of there, and that just stops that from happening. It stops it from pulling back. So just a little bit of a tip for you. Some people stick them in, some people put bits of copper just to pack it out, but I find if you've got a bit of an offcut, just screw that in there. It's all solid, nice, it's not going nowhere. So cistern's going now. We've got a Sciamp cistern, slimline cistern going in here. I say it's slimline that way, but it's not slimline that way. It's very tight that way. I hope it's going to fit. So then it's bottom entry, luckily, because if it was side entry, we would not have a chance. So bottom entry, we'll probably just put a flexi onto there with an ISO, and then a flexi pan connector off there and pull it through. We need to then get our front panel and cut that, basically. I'll show you how I go about doing that. I've shown you recently, but I'll show you again. We'll get the rewind, cistern in place, and then I'll show you obviously cutting that out and connecting it all up. Right, so we're just getting around to piping up now. So I'm going to be using a flexi with an isolator on here. Some people don't like flexis, I do. It's each of their own. I find it easier to fit and also easier to maintain. If you ever need to do any work on the cistern, they're a lot easier to work with. Where if you're hard piped, it can be a bit of a nightmare. You've got more flexibility, should we say, with that. So let's get this piped up onto here. Right, so with flexis galore on here. So I use the flexi pan connector, especially when it's coming from a bent side. With back to wall pans, just so I can connect it up. I can flush it, make sure it's not leaking. I can push it back. But on here, with it being a unit, I can actually slide this panel out. So I can connect it up, push it back, and then put my hand down the back to see if anything's leaking. Fingers crossed it won't. What we're doing now, we need to get our flush pipe in. So we'll show you the calculation I use to work at the height of that out. Right, so flush cone, how I work this out. So basically, get your flush cone, or your flush pipe, sorry, not cone. Put it into your siphon. Right, and then you need a tape measure. So what we've got is, to the centre, 25.5 centimetres. So I'm just going to write that down just so I don't forget it. 25.5 from there to the floor. And then what we're going to do here is measure from a floor to the centre of our outlet, which we've got roughly 35.5. What I need to do is work out the difference. That's 10 centimetres. So what I have to do then is take this back out, take that off, and mark 10 centimetres on there. And I need to cut that off now. So we'll cut that off and get that back in position. And then what should, fingers crossed, from the floor to the centre there, should be 35.5 centimetres. Then, measuring floor to the centre, if you can see that, it's 35.5 centimetres. Bang on. So what we need to do now is get our panel put into place and cut. And how we're going to do that is take this out, push that back, put our panel in place. We'll then push the toilet up to it, mark around, and then we know where we can cut and what we need to cut up to, and then everything can just push into place. Obviously we need to cut the flush pipe back again, but I'll show you how to do that shortly. So with that cut in place now, I've got everything into where we need it, so I just need to cut my flush pipe down. So all I do is try to do hard with one hand, hold the level against the back of the toilet, get your tape measure, put it up to the lip, and then look down. This one's at 4.5 centimetres, whatever it is. So all you have to do then is, off the face of your panel, across there, put a pencil mark like I have done there, cut that, flush cone on, and then everything should push back. I've also got to put the toilet fixing down, which is just the L bracket type, so we'll just screw that straight into a timber floor. There is pipes under here, so I'm going to use shortish screws that just go through the floor. There's no chance of hitting any pipe work underneath the floor. So we'll get that done, get that into position, and then toilet will be all done very, very shortly. So toilet's all in now, that's all done, tested out. We've mounted the basin unit on the wall, that's all fixed, ready to go, and we're making up the basin now. So taps all in place. We're just putting the basin waste together, and I've used the basin mate from Thomas Dudley. There's a couple of quid from Tool Station, I think it is. Saves not having to use silicone. Basically you get a big coned washer that goes underneath with your plastic nut, and then you use normal back nut, and you put a one of the black washers underneath there, so you don't have to use any silicone at all. So a lot cleaner, a lot less messier, and you got to be careful. It doesn't fit on all basins. We just sort of leave you a right little bit of thread, but the McAlpine one does just fit. It's nice and tight. It's not wiggling about in there. So worst case scenario, if it does leak, I might have to just go get a brass nut for there instead, so it'll be a lot thinner, give me a bit more thread. So what I'll do now is silicone on the two on the top of the units, sit the basin on top, let that set up, and we're going to let that set overnight. Let that set overnight so that's solid for tomorrow. We'll pipe it up tomorrow. Pretty straightforward in there, to be honest. A couple of sockets up, isolation valves, straight on. Piece of piss, really. Might be famous last words, that. So we'll get that done. Get off my knees because my knees are hurting. Oh, there we go. We'll get that done. We're going to get a few little accessories mounted on the wall. We've got a towel rail holder, something to go up there, soap dispenser I think, and a toilet roll holder. So we'll crack on and get them done, and I'll probably catch up to you tomorrow when I'm piping up the basin. Right, so just like that, we're back. It is hopefully, fingers crossed, our last day here. So all we've got to do is put the basin in now, well, pipe up the basin. So all I'm going to do is put some 15mm isolation valves on there, copper pipe up, and then on some 15mm to ½ inch male couplers. And then pipe the waste up. Hopefully we've got no leaks here, and then we don't have to mess around with that, but we'll see. I've got to say, on this job, my customer has been absolutely amazing. Every day she's told me not to tidy up after myself, and she's going to do all the tidying, and she literally just polishes the bathroom down, and it just makes my life easy, especially today, because I'll be siliconing up later. It makes my life just a whole lot easier. I'm going to have to do a bit of cleaning before, because I've got the bath panel to put in, and we've got a little bit of a cut to do to go around this little bit of trim there. But on a whole, she's been amazing. Maybe dinner, maybe tea, everything. Every day she's looked after me, so much thank you. If you ever do watch this video, Debbie, thank you for everything. I wish all customers were like that. Make my life as a self-employed plumber be a lot easier and a lot less stressful. Stay tuned, we're not finished just yet. So yeah, we'll crack on. And if you haven't done already, please do smash that like button and make sure you are subscribed if you like this sort of content. Right, so we've moved over to doing the bath panel. So we've got it all made up and cut to whatever we need. So we had to, like say, we had to cut around there, and they were a little bit shorter than the original bath panel, so we had to cut it down a little bit. So we just used a jigsaw for that. Little tip that I've shown you before, but I think for these sort of bath panels where there's no, like a normal bath panel, you have the little clips that come with the bath, and you can just clip it into place. You can't do that with these. So what I do is go get some kitchen cabinet magnets. So this kind, and then you've got them little metal plates that go on there, and when you push that into place, it won't hold it forever. Like if it's really heavy, it's not going to hold it in place, but it's just going to hold it up there while I silicone basically, and then the silicone will have the proper strength to it and hold it in place. So just a little bit of tip, the £4 for a pack of 10 I think it is from Screwfix. They don't have to be all major, not expensive, so it's just standard kitchen magnet cabinet, whatever you call them. I don't know what the name is, but it's a little bit of a tip for helping you out, hold that in place before you silicone. We'll lift that in, get that into place, silicone it up once I've cleaned down. We've tested out the basin, everything's working on there. We've not had to change the nut, which is a bonus. Everything's nice and bone dry. So we're getting there, it's nice and early still, which is a bonus. So we'll get this bath panel in, we'll probably double check everything in there. I've left that open, and I've not put the drawer on yet, just because I like to leave things, especially things that are concealed away, for as long as possible before I conceal them in. That way I know there's definitely no leak. So we'll get this done, then we can move over to the basin. We've got the handles to put on, so we've got some handles to drill. We must be the only trade out there that does every other trade as well. So joinery, I don't mind taking my hands to. I don't do tiling, because I think you need a proper tiler in to do tiling, unless you're experienced at it, which I'm not, so that's why I get a tiler in. I don't touch electrics unless it's for boilers, because I don't know enough about it. And plastering, I suppose I could do plastering. If you can piss, you can plaster. I don't know, if you can piss, you can paint, one or other. Yeah, I should really do more, but joinery wise, I turn my hand to most of it, unless I'm under cosh. But this is not too much. Bath panel, putting some handles on there, but you wouldn't see an electrician doing electric showers, let's say. They'd get a plumber in to do the shower. But yeah, enough of me moaning about other trades. Let's crack on, get these done, and then just niggly little finishing off bits to finish off. Right, so we're all done. Bathroom is finished off. All the siliconing is done. We've used Manhattan Grey from Mappy in the corners, which fits nicely with the tiles. White around the bath, white around the toilet, clear around the bottom. Don't like using white around the bottom of the toilets. I think it stands out like a sore foam unless requested by the customer. White around the back of the basin, and then bath panel all in white as well. So it's looking very smart. It's very snug in here, but the customer is more than happy. She's over the moon with it. It looks miles better than what it was before. And it's done properly, not by new build house bashers. So, all done and dusted for Christmas. Finished Thursday, so I get an extra day off work, which is a bonus. I'm looking forward to Christmas with the kids and the family. My twins are 2 this year, in February, so they're going to realise like what Christmas is now, and it's looking forward to seeing their faces on Christmas morning. It's going to be a hectic Christmas morning, but looking forward to it. So again, I was trying to say to you guys, thank you for your support throughout the year. It has been, I couldn't do this without you, basically, without you liking, subscribing and commenting. It means the world to me. So yeah, thank you. I'd like to wish you all a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, and I will see you guys next time.